Finding a desk that doesn't swallow an entire room whole is a genuine struggle, especially when you're trying to carve out a workspace in a corner of the living room or a tight den. That is where this piece from SAFAVIEH enters the conversation. It is a compact, 5-drawer setup that manages to look like a piece of actual furniture rather than a sterile office cubicle. The first thing that hits you is the scale. At just over 36 inches wide, it is clearly designed for people who don't have a dedicated home office, but still need a place to sit down and get things done. The black finish gives it a classic, grounded look that blends into most rooms without screaming for attention. Now, the construction is a mix of solid pine and MDF, which is pretty standard for this price point. It feels sturdy enough for a laptop and a few notebooks, but don't expect it to hold a massive desktop tower or a heavy printer setup. The weight limit is capped at 80 pounds, so keep that in mind if you're the type to stack heavy reference books everywhere. What really makes this thing stand out is the storage layout. Having 5 drawers on a desk this size is a bit of a luxury. They glide smoothly enough, though they aren't exactly high-end soft-close hardware, so you'll want to be mindful when sliding them shut. The 2 open shelves above the work surface are a nice touch for keeping things you reach for constantly, like a planner or a favorite pen cup, without cluttering up the main desk area. It's a smart use of vertical space. Assembly is definitely part of the deal here, and while it's not a nightmare, you should set aside a bit of time to get everything aligned properly. The hardware is all included, but having a decent screwdriver on hand makes the process much less of a headache. One thing to watch out for is the finish. It looks sharp, but like most black painted wood, it can show dust or fingerprints if you aren't careful. A quick wipe with a dry cloth keeps it looking fresh, but it's definitely a piece that requires a little bit of maintenance to keep that clean, crisp aesthetic. If there is a downside, it's the depth. At just over 19 inches, it's a bit shallow. If you're someone who likes to spread out a massive amount of paperwork or use a very large monitor, you might find yourself wishing for a few more inches of breathing room. It's built for focused, minimalist work, not for sprawling projects. But for someone living in an apartment or trying to make a small nook functional, it hits that sweet spot between utility and style. It's not trying to be a heavy-duty executive desk, and it doesn't pretend to be. It's a tidy, well-thought-out solution for someone who needs a dedicated spot to sit down and focus without sacrificing their entire living space. For the price, it's a solid, reliable choice that gets the job done with a bit of classic flair.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.